Anyway, let's introduce ourselves now that we've been actually like for real live for a few minutes. We got Moosie here as usual. It's wild, I don't introduce myself quite so much because it's me. It's like this is my Twitch account. It's me. Hi, I'm Jackie. I guess you could have found it just by like, oh,
Sorry.
there's a Friendsim. There's a Friendsim stream up right now. I wonder what this is about. Well, I'm Jackie, also known as Jax, and I do a podcast called Live Laugh Stuck, and that's what this is for. I do other podcasts, I do other stuff, but this is about the Live Laugh Stuck podcast and Homestuck and stuff. So that's what we need to know about. Lucy, who are you?
I am a computer person.
Moosey exists within the computer only. This isn't AI. Don't get your panties in a twist.
No, I am the Homestuck newbie, so all this is still like, even though we're in Act 6, but any of this new content that we see is just completely brand new to me.
Yeah. Which, the last episode we've recorded so far for Moose Stuck, where Moosey reads through Homestuck, Act 6, Act 2 to Intermission 2, just posted today. So we've now hit the gigapause, and you're all caught up to where we are on that. So that's a thing you can do. And also Jan's here.
Hello. That's
Jan,
me.
I don't think you've been on my Homestuck podcast.
I have not.
You have not. You've been on my other podcast though, so I guess that's fine.
Yes, I have. Hello.
Hi.
My name is Jan. What is up?
Cool. Okay, let's get started on volume 7. All girls edition. Have we
Thank
had
you.
like
I'm supernatural on call. I know.
Oh, well, the call is an all girls edition. You're only girls edition.
Hell yes. Let's go,
Okay.
bitch.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Okay. Sorry. Ever since you were a kid back on Earth, you have always held the deep, close wish to one day travel the world. You wanted to see new places, experience exciting new tastes and altitudes and temperatures, maybe go scuba diving. You never imagined you would actually get the chance. That kind of cool stuff didn't happen to someone like you. Well, you're finally getting your wish. It's just a totally different world. Funny how life turns out. Hey, buddy,
Friendship.
you stole a spaceship. That isn't really like incidental.
You know, it happens.
Like,
We've all been there.
I feel like you kind of took matters into your own hands about different altitudes. When you get back to Earth, well, you don't want to think about that. Who
You
knows
know
if
what?
it will ever happen again?
Reader is so autistic that when they heard shoot for the stars, they took it literally.
Yeah. You have really chilled out recently. Found your place in the universe.
Oh,
Drifting from friend to friend, adventure to adventure. Is that just me, or is that like really short on the bottom of the screen there?
yeah.
It's the only way to live. So we have Ramel,
Let me
and we
say
have
it.
Connell.
I was
Huh?
gonna say Ramili.
Ramili.
Remilly.
Ramil. Ramale.
Connell.
I think maybe is there a French way to pronounce it?
I am not a French.
Well,
Speaker.
what's the language person?
I just
So
use the Esperanto. Well, French is just such an outlier. It
it
feels
is.
like.
I have
It's
to
a
assume
weird
it's
one.
Remel? Why did I roll my R like that? That was
I
weird.
have no idea.
Remelle.
Remel!
I think we're getting to Italian.
Remele!
Now she's a type of pasta. But yeah, let's get into Ramel. It's just us this time. So we'll see how it goes. Oh, I guess I didn't ask. Jan, did you want to be either of these or both of these or you just want to hang out?
I guess Connell.
You wanna be Connell? You don't
sure.
gotta. You can also just hang out.
Eh.
No pressure.
Did I try to be Remily?
Yeah. You can.
Remily! It's like Emily with an R.
Yeah.
You've wandered into a part of town that seems to have some culture going on. There are a lot of bright neon lights, and you can't read what the signs say, but you can see arcades, a performance space, and what looks like a movie theater. Perhaps more indie-oriented compared to the mall cinemas you've seen before. Sorry,
Nice.
I need to make this bigger. I hope this doesn't mess up the stream. It does. It does mess it up. Let me fix it.
Oh.
There we go. As you continue wandering, you come across a trendy-looking building with a placard outside that shows a little cartoon doodle of a fancy waiter holding out trays of snacks. You can't read what the words say, but you recognize the intergalactic signal for "Free food inside! Come on in!"
Come on in.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Do you recognize those horns? Jan?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea. Okay. This is foreshadowing. I don't think that this troll ever turns around. But keep this in your head for several months. Moosie?
Loosey goosey.
You head inside, and it appears to be an art gallery. It must be opening tonight because there are because there are festive decorations up and a little table offering drinks and
Hors d'oeuvres.
Hors d'oeuvres. Hors d'oeuvres.
It's like I know how to say that word for real until I have to sit here and read it. Oh, hey, Gizmo's in chat. Yeah, I don't think I've like replayed Friendsim, so it just like completely went over my head the first time, and I don't remember it at all. So yeah, that's wild. There are many other art appreciators here, and your adrenaline spikes when you realize that most of the trolls milling around are purple bloods. You're not sure if some paintings and snacks are worth a high chance of being maimed when chaotic violence breaks out, but as you're debating the merits of free food versus probable injury, someone approaches you.
Is there a hint for a personality type?
I mean, she's a blue, so she's Vriska's color, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll try my best for an art Vriska.
An arty Vriska. I mean, I think that's a good start.
Okay. You don't look like my other patrons. Are you lost?
Oh yeah, Gizmo says French Vriska. Frenchka.
Yeah.
Or are you perhaps looking to start collecting? If you're loaded, ignore that first question. Just keep on those
Arte.
E's.
Yeah.
Arte is for
Arte.
everyone. After all, regardless of your blood colore.
Colore. Why is it Italian?
The four black pupils in her eye glint and sparkle, and you're not sure yet if it's a menacing or friendly sparkle. She grins at you, and it shows all her teeth.
So what do you think of
Think.
the arte? Have any paintings caught your eye?
Because like the E after thing is like more of an Italian accent thing, right?
Yeah.
No, I think it is supposed to be French.
But like the E after, I don't know. Maybe I just don't know enough about European accents.
I feel like there would have to be silent X's on things for French.
Yeah.
That's fair.
You look around. You don't know much about art, but you are a nerd, and a lot of the paintings here remind you of some scenes from popular movies and games back home. Save.
I don't know about any popular games about Mona Lisa or the farm couple.
The artwork is stunning, perhaps the best I've ever seen. Troll Mona Lisa who? It seems kind of derivative.
Let's neg her.
Nigger?
Yeah, I'm sure that'll go perfectly.
Let's neg Frenchska.
French ska.
You clearly know nothing about art, the pleb.
Okay, now I do need to listen to some
Roman
French
Italian.
Yeah, right?
Latin!
Yeah. If you don't like it, there's the door. Make room for someone with money to burn and sorry.
Make room for
Make
someone with money to burn.
with money to burn and better taste. Well, that was fast.
Yeah.
Wow. Go away.
Go away.
With a fucking broom.
Yeah.
Shoot.
It really is just Italian, though. Like, it's reminding me, I played too much Dragon Age Inquisition, so it's just reminding me of Antivan accents, and Antiva is Dragon Age Italy.
Oh.
Yeah. Mona Lisa who?
Stop, you flattere.
She puts a hand on her hip and winks at you, and you're guessing here that she doesn't actually want you to stop. You're also making the connection that she must be the artist who painted all of these. You sense an opportunity for friendship, so you lay it on thick and gush about how talented she is.
Huh. I thought you looked like a dumbass when you walked in, but you have good taste after all.
That just reminds me
to vampire
of this one lesson in my this one worksheet in my German class that was "Bist du ein Crackhead?" And it's just like oh, it's just crackhead in German. Crackhead's crackhead, I guess. And that's a lesson in our college German class has that. It's just like a domesse. What do you say in English? Domesse.
Let me show you around.
You follow Ramel through the gallery, swinging by the table with the free food first. It's pretty good by the standards you've come to expect on Alternia, but what you thought was wine at first glance, it's actually Fago. No thanks.
You may have noticed some themes in my exhibited work. I don't love clowns or gore as much as it may seem. That's just what I have for sale here. If you look at my work online, you'll see more of the full range of my arte.
It's really weird whenever she says a word that actually ends in an E.
Yeah!
It's just like range.
Renge.
Them. Like...
But for this fancy gallery shit, Purple Bloods are some of my best customers. Those clowns fucking love arte.
Love. Like...
Love.
Love.
They're rich as
Fook. Fook.
Fook.
and they'll buy anything as long as it's violente enough or features religious themes. Or themes. Temes.
You've
The
seen
religious Thames.
You've seen the kind of destruction and mayhem that Purple Bloods are capable of, so you're surprised that she doesn't seem to mind being in a crowded gallery with so many of them. Most other trolls you've interacted with have done their best to steer clear of the clown murder cult guys, at least when one of those hate romance relationships isn't on the table. Isn't it kind of dangerous to actively court them for her audience?
Oh, sure. They can be unpredictable, and keeping them happy requires some schmoozing. Occasionally I have to pretend like I'm drunke. I've drunke the Fago. And pulled some religious references out of my ass. But it's nothing I can't handle. You can make a lot more money as an artiste if you're not choosy about what you draw. One of my customers is this blue blood moron who only ever commissions me to draw low bloods in quadrants with the other low bloods.
Is that Zebra?
No.
I'm assuming that's Zebra.
That's 100% him.
Yeah.
I've got him convinced I'm giving him a deal on his rate when he's actually paying 5 times what I charge anyone else.
Get fucked.
My point is, artistic integrity is for chumps. If you want to get ahead in this world, give the people what they want first.
That strikes you as a depressing outlook on the creative process, but you're aware by now that idealism in Alternatia tends to lead to shorter lifespans. And you have to admit, looking around at the crowd in this gallery, that her cynical approach seems to be working. You tell her that she sounds pretty business savvy in addition to talented, and she winks at you again.
Thanks, I know. Because I make bank doing shit like this, I'm able to fund my passione projects. You should really check out my webcomic.
But before you can find out what her webcomic is about, she notices another troll that has been sidling up to you. As she approaches, she whips out what looks like a small recording device with a smile. Romel's face goes carefully blank, and she crosses her arms over her chest.
And how can I help you? Oh, now we have a...
Yeah, Journo. Yes, hello there, Miss Namak. I'm with Alternia Nightly, and I must say it looks like your first ever gallery exhibit has been a smashing success so far.
Oh, I want to kill him.
Well, I didn't get syrupy tone. The journalist's syrupy tone and innocuous words don't seem threatening to you, but you're picking up on some tense vibes from Ramel, whose hair ribbon swings forward in front of her face aggressively.
Cough syrupy tone.
Yeah.
Of course it's a success. I never expected otherwise.
Maybe not, but some in the art world would have expressed surprise at the timing of this. Some have called it bold, considering that you're currently in the middle of a plagiarism controversy. Would you care to comment on the case against you by Trident Media?
Oh my god.
I've been using AI.
Instead of being caught off guard by the question sprung on her, Ramel relaxes and laughs.
Oh, that. As if they have any kind of real evidence that I'm violating their precious intellectuale property. All the characters I draw and profit from are entirely originale, and Trident Media and their legislator are just mad about it because the whole internet knows that my storylines are better than the source materiale. Oops, I mean better than the unrelated creative works that my comic happens to bear a superficial resemblance to. Feel free to quote me on that.
Including the oops.
Yeah.
The reporter takes the quote and scuttles away. Ramel seems unbothered, but you can't help but feel concerned for her. Copyright infringement is serious business. Is your new friend in legal hot water?
Nah, Alternia barely has any copyright protections to speak of. It's just that little pest,
Gorjek!
trying to stir up shit as usual.
Yeah, it checks out.
The company behind his lawsuit wouldn't even care if he hadn't gotten involved.
Yeah, Tagora. Gorgor. You remember Tagora?
I'd have to look up what he looks like.
The Rat Man. The lawyer. Who charged you, like, per...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Per sentence.
Per sentence.
It's no big deal. Nothing I can't handle.
You go back to following her around the gallery, keeping your distance whenever a purple blood comes up to compliment her on her work. You can tell that despite her confident attitude, Ramel is still thinking about that journalist. She taps her foot and frowns at the paintings whenever there's a lull in conversation, throwing glances at the door that the journalist left through.
You know, it's not like Alternia has a free press or credible newspapers. That reporter was probably hired by someone with a grudge to dig up dirt on me. I don't think it was Gorjek, actually. Too obvious. Amateurish. No, this stinks of my competizione. Competizione. The artistique establishment that thinks all I do is fan arte and shouldn't be taken seriously as an artiste. All of their paintings are in the museum across the street, and they hate that I've managed to put up my own exhibit. Those stuck-up, pretentious bulge scrubs have been trying to sabotage me for so long.
She turns to you, her hands balled into fists, and the X in her eye flashing with passion.
I've been waiting for the opportunity to strike back at them. If everyone is going to accuse me of being a thief and hack anyway, I might as well steal from them for real. But their security is tight. I haven't had an accomplice. Until now. What do you say? Want to help me pull off a risky art heist?
Yes. Fuck yes. Hell fucking yes.
I wonder if these do any branching
Yeah,
at
this
all.
feels like not a decision. I'll be honest.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, let's just start with the top, I guess.
Rommel does one last round in her exhibit, saying goodbye to her patrons and grabbing her bag, which seems to be mostly art supplies, as you head out the door and onto the street. The museum that she wants to rob... Oh, hold on, Gizmo. This choice screen is one of the best jokes in this entire game. Yeah, it's a good one. Hell yes. Hell yes. Hell fucking yes. Oh, yeah. The museum that she wants to rob is at the end of the block with a much bigger, fancier building than the one you just walked out of. All the lights are off inside, and it doesn't have any signs of advertising current exhibits.
We can do this one of two ways. Follow that journalist and steal the keys if she has them, or break in without them.
Oh, this must be the real choice. Steal or bust?
Let's just bust down the door.
What's up, fuckers?
A heist sounds risky enough without spending extra time trying to pickpocket some keys. You suggest that if this crime is going to happen tonight, it should happen now. No time like the present.
Good point. Let's go break into a museum.
You scoot casually across the street to the museum on the corner. After seeing the kind of look your unusual appearance draws from passerby, Rommel takes some fabric from her bag and wraps it around your head.
There. Now, people will probably just assume that you have horns. You're just embarrassed by them being tiny or malformed. Duck into that alcove shielding the museum's back door and wait for me. I'm gonna circle the block first, just so we seem less suspicious.
As you wait for Rommel by the door, the reality of this caper settles in. You'd been excited about the heist at first, because who wouldn't be excited by the opportunity to sneak around, steal some art, and stick it to the man, probably while a snazzy soundtrack played. But now you realize that in heist movies, they always have blueprints for the place they're gonna rob, and you have no blueprints. It seems like a dire sign.
Are we gonna Hudson Hawk this with the cool music for the timings?
Yeah. Before you can get too swept up in your worries, Rommel returns. Does she have any idea how to get into the place? Because the door looks pretty unbust-downable to you.
Yeah, I've got some tricks up my sleeve. I've never done this before, but it'll probably work.
She roots through her bag until she comes out with several paintbrushes of varying sizes, then crouches down and uses the skinniest one as a lockpick. It doesn't work, but then she selects a different paintbrush with different bristles and uses some of the bristles bunched together, and the lock clicks open.
Ow. Haha. I'm great at this. I bet I could be an incredible art thief if I decided to do that instead of art. Do you ever take the time to just sit back and acknowledge how great you are at everything that you try to do, and how much you trust yourself to never book up when it counts?
Sorry, I had to stretch my hand and I accidentally clicked the right button. You hope that the question is rhetorical, because your honest answer is that no, you don't have a whole lot of experience acknowledging how great you are at everything you attempt. Your mental acknowledgments lately have mostly been the opposite of that. Maybe it wasn't rhetorical, because Ramel stays crouched down like that for a second, looking at you like she wants an answer. When you eventually come up with an awkward shrug, she stands up and puts away her makeshift lockpick, dusting off her hands and opening the door.
I guess not everyone can be at my confidence level. Anyway, let's go.
You follow her inside, much to your delight, you see that this museum has an infrared laser beam alarm system. It looks so cool, just like in the movies, and you're back to being excited. Ramel seems into it too, bouncing on the balls of her feet next to you.
Interesting. Very interesting. One of us is going to have to get through these beams to disable the alarm. The box
Alarm.
to do it across the room there. See? But these lasers are so close together.
You can see the issue. Ramel isn't that tall for a troll, but she might be too tall to maneuver through these beams. Even if she bends over, It's going to be tricky for her to squirm through all of them without losing her balance and tripping the alarm. But the trolls that designed this alarm system didn't have your hornless ass in mind when they thought of potential intruders.
I was just thinking of raiders like noodle arms.
Oh, yeah. You stoop
Noodle
over a bit
arms
to
and
see if...
noodle body.
Yeah. You stoop over a bit to see if you'll fit, and sure enough, yes! You should be able to shimmy your way through these beams with minimal contortion.
Fook, yeah. I knew I was right to bring an accomplice. Great thinking, me. And great heist skills, you, if you pull this off.
You recall what she said about confidence and trusting yourself to not fuck things up, and assure her that you've got this. You face the laser beams with your self-doubt shoved all the way down, where it hopefully won't screw anything up for you. You take a deep breath and crouch down, and carefully, so carefully, inch your way forward between the wires. It's the slowest you've ever crossed a room in your life, and there are a couple of moments when you teeter and almost lose your balance. You can hear Ramel hissing through her teeth behind you at tense moments, but you press on without looking back. And then you've done it! You've reached the box to disable the alarm system. And you have no idea how you're going to do that. All the buttons are labeled in an alien alphabet. Crap.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. You can't read. Press the one that looks like a meat hook, but with angry eyes. And then press the one that looks like a meat hook, but it's got beast claws. That should do it.
That sounds bonkers to you, but you look at the buttons, and her descriptions of the letters were actually pretty spot on. You press the angry eyes and the cat claws, and the whole alarm system makes a soft shuddering noise, then clicks and shuts off. You are thrilled. You did it! Who knew that doing something right could give you such a rush? This is just like the part of the heist where the heroes had to sweat for a minute and then defeated the unforeseen wrench in their plan. You are certain that there couldn't possibly be any larger wrenches in your plan still to come. Ramel crosses the room to join you, giving you an appraising look with her hands on her hips.
Not bad. Thanks for coming through for me like that. Now, let's get what we came here for. There's one work in particular that I'm here to get.
That, Silence of the Lambs picture in the background is real upsetting.
Yeah.
I don't
follow-
like its eyes.
Yeah, the eyes are something else. You follow her through the different galleries, passing through sculpture rooms and oil paintings until you reach a display of a piece that looks inspired by pop culture. The paintings and prints in here remind you a lot of Ramel's exhibit, and when you look at her, you can see that she's rigid, her eyes flashing and a passionate blue tint to her cheeks.
I can't believe they called me the hack. Such bullshit.
Bullshit.
Whatever. It's cool. It doesn't actually bother me. I just need to send the message that they don't want to fook with me. This painting right here is a direct ripoff of one of my early works. Back when I was naive enough to put my art up for free without realizing it, would just get copied and someone else would get all the credit and the profit. Well, I learned my lesson. I'll take this so they can't sell it, rip off their ripoff, make something even better, and turn it over for a truckload of cash.
She grabs the painting, and just when the two of you are ready to heist roll out of there, you hear voices at the back door, and what sounds like a team of security guards coming in. They must have arrived to investigate the alarm system shutting down. You are ready to embrace your panic, but you stop hyperventilating when you feel Romel's vice-like clawed grip on your arm.
Don't freak out. Follow my lead, and we can still get out of this.
You assume that the whole heist is off now that security has shown up, but to your surprise, Romel doesn't put the stolen painting back on the wall. She gives your arm one last reassuring squeeze before sauntering out the room with her head held high, moseying with no hurry toward the front door. You follow her nonchalant lead as best as you can. When one of the security guards stop her, Romel gives him a condescending, slightly confused look.
Oh, what are you even doing here? My assistante told me she informed all staff that I would be swinging by today to pick this up. Did you miss that memo? Give me a break. I'm sure it must be easy to miss things, right? Because as a security guard, you probably get so much importante correspondence every day.
Her four people somehow give her sneering eye roll extra sarcastic force. She yawns and with her free hand, not holding the painting, flicks some non-existent dirt off her shirt. The security troll, burgundy blood judging from the sign on his cop hat, looks uncertain and embarrassed.
But I get it. I understand crossed wires. Since you're apparently too busy to do your job right, I'll catch you up to speed. I'm the artiste behind this piece, and I've got a wealthy patron interested in commissioning something similare. I'm taking this as a reference in order to negotiate a better deal.
There is absolutely no way these guys will buy your story. The two of you look so guilty, and you still have her yellow sash wrapped around your head, probably looking like an idiot with a head injury. But Romel is staring down this guard like it hasn't even occurred to her that she might be questioned. You've never seen someone double down so hard on a story that is such transparent bullshit.
If you want to waste more of my time and yours by calling your superiore to verify, go ahead. He might not be thrilled that this mix-up happened because you can't keep up with your emails, though.
The security troll was already wavering, and at the mention of his emails, he cringes. His coworkers behind him shuffle around, muttering to each other. He steps
Honestly,
back.
this would work on me because
This
I'm
would
so
work
bad
on
at my
me.
emails.
Yeah. He steps back, horns lowered in embarrassment, and waves you and Rommel through with a mumbled apology. You can't believe this is happening, but the two of you swagger out to the street through the front door, legitimate as anything.
I mean, this would work on me because I've got terrible memory issues. I'm so
Yeah.
gaslightable.
That's fair. You don't stop until you've turned the corner to the next block, and then Rommel leans against a wall and laughs, holding her painting happily to her chest.
Suckers. Feels good to get away with things, doesn't it?
It does feel good, you suppose. Mostly you think you're still reeling. How did she come up with a story like that on the fly? How did she guess correctly the security guard wasn't some hyper-organized inbox zero kind of guy who'd never have believed that he could have missed a message? Rommel gives you an odd look and reaches forward to unwind her sash from around your head and stuff it into her bag.
I just winged it, man. You overthink things. My guesses are usually right because I'm a creative genius. But if going after him for emails hadn't worked, meh. I guess we'd have been arrested, and then I'd talk my way out of that eventually, too.
Wow. you find it hard to believe that she goes through life so easily with that kind of unshakable belief that she can improvise through anything. Doesn't she worry that I'll catch up with her someday?
You want the long answer? It's this. Nope, I super don't. And if you still don't get it, I don't know if it's the kind of thing you can really learn.
She picks up the... Oh. I'll get you.
Yeah, I accidentally punched my mic and it the fucking fastener, I guess,
Yeah.
came loose. And it just fell onto my hand again.
Who amongst us hasn't accidentally punched their mics, to be real? She picks up the painting again, looking down the street and away from you.
Well, that was a successful heist. Now that I've ruined the competition, I feel inspired. I'm gonna take this home and paint.
Wait, hang on. With a sinking feeling, you realize that she's getting ready to part and that this friendship might be slipping through your fingers.
Sorry, kid. You seem like you're not totally useless, at least, but I'm not one for long-term artistique collaboration. It's a lot easier to talk your way out of tight spots when you're on your own. Peace. Ba-doo.
You watch her go, your shoulders sagging with disappointment. You guys stole it from your museum together, escaped together, bamboozled the cops together. You should have bonded over your shared transgressions and culpability. Every crime movie you've ever seen has taught you that heists bring people closer together, but... cultural differences? I love this. Just the little question marks.
Yeah.
And again!
All right.
Steal the
Stealing the
keys.
keys.
You would much rather walk through an unlocked door than try to bust it down, and the reporter is still in sight, turning a corner down the street. You try to imitate Ramel's casual yet confident way of walking, like she could blend in anywhere and pull off anything. But despite your efforts not to attract suspicion, you keep getting looks. Not being the same species as everyone around you tends to make you stand out.
Shit. This could be a problem. I can put together a disguise for you. Hang on.
You watch as she starts pulling things out of her bag. She seems to have all sorts of things in there, from paintbrushes to blobs of clay to paint. You think she might be putting together some fake horns for you from scratch real quick? But before she can finish, you realize that one of the Purple Bloods about to walk into Ramel's gallery is staring at you. He looks vaguely familiar, and you realize a little too late where you've met him before when he starts walking towards you. You! I remember you! You broke into my apartment! It's this, this is from, what's her name? Polypa.
I'm going to guess Polypa.
Yeah, Polypa's route. And this is from, specifically, the bad end. This is where it's like, the bad end, choices still affect, like, the other parts of the game, even though it's not the canon end.
What the hell?
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
I just don't question Homestuck timelines.
That is the way to do it, unless you're a little freak, like Dami. While Dami's not here to defend herself, or agree. It's the same troll that you and Polypa escaped from. You back away as he advances, a lazy grin on his face. Oh, because this is Polypa there. A lazy grin on his face.
Yeah.
Ramel glances from him to you and back to him again.
Well, Book.
I love it with, like, this little smile, too. Well, fuck.
Looks like I'm not gonna have an accomplice after all.
Well, fuck.
Sorry, pal.
She hoists her bag over her shoulder and shrugs her hands in a "what can you do" gesture. Then she's gone, the big purple blood paying her no mind as she absconds. You want to feel betrayed, but it's hard to blame her considering how scary this guy is. In your heart, you know you're dead already, but you're not going to accept your fate without attempting to prevent it. You make a mad dash to escape, sprinting towards a skinny alleyway and thinking that maybe you can scamper up a fire escape or something. Unfortunately, your attacker's size doesn't seem to slow him down, and you can hear his heavy footfalls right behind you. He laughs, and it somehow sounds dopey and dumb and completely terrifying at the same time. You make it to the alley, but you fucked up because it's a dead end, and you don't see anything you could use to clamber high enough ground. I messed that sentence up. We're gonna roll with it. You turn to face him, hopelessness sinking down to your toes. Your scrappy alien tenure on this hazardous new planet is about to come to a messy end. The purple blood swings his massive club lazily in one hand as he approaches you, not bothering to run anymore. You drop into a fighting crouch, trying to think back to your 3rd grade karate lessons for any moves that might be useful, but before he can crush your skull and you see a flash of movement behind him. He staggers, dropping the club as something hits him from behind.
As much as I appreciate inspiring my fans, I have to ask you not to interpret my art so literally. As in, no murdering.
Rommel springs off the troll's back after clawing him and rolls to the side, avoiding his swinging fists. She grabs for his club, which is almost as long as she is tall, but before she can use it, his next blow catches her below the ribcage, sending her flying across the alley and into the brick wall. She's on her feet again fast, but you can tell that she's injured, and now she doesn't have the element of surprise on her side. The purple blood turns his back on you as he closes in on Rommel, laughing again. You can't let him kill her, not when she came back for you, but you have no idea how you can help her here. Your eyes land on Rommel's bag, tossed to the side in the melee, and in desperation, you grab a loose paintbrush that rolled out of it. You dive forward with battle cry and stab the end of the paintbrush deep into the high blood's calf. Violet blood squirts you in the face. He yells, and you manage to roll away just in time to avoid getting smacked. The slight stab wound hasn't slowed him much. Hasn't slowed him down. Why? Oh my gosh. Hasn't slowed him down much, but it's given Rommel a chance to dive out of his range, and while he's still trying to grab you, she gets a hold of his club again. She's stronger than she looks, strong enough to get a good wind-up with that thing, and when he turns toward her, she brings it down hard onto his skull. This is such a good... I love this. They don't get enough props. Especially props that's not, like, theirs. It takes a few more good smashes before the troll finally stops groaning and twitching. Rommel breathes heavily, wiping blood splatter off her forehead. She looks up, meeting your eyes. You are absolutely positive that this is the most dramatic way you could have ever been rescued. You can't believe she came back and risked her life for you.
Don't mention it. I needed an accomplice, right?
Yeah, Gizmo, easily one of the coolest pieces of character art. I forgot about this entirely. That's cool as shit.
I'll be honest, I just looked up.
Oh, yeah, the blood splatter?
Yeah.
Yeah, the cool piece was whenever she was holding the club. Which I think I can go back. Yeah. This. That's cool as shit.
Ah, yeah.
But yeah. She drops the club and staggers over to you. Oh, sorry, what?
No, sorry, nothing.
Okay. She drops the club and staggers over to you, pausing to spit out cerulean blood. You remember that she took some damage and hurry to support her, offering her your weak human arm to lean on. Is she going to be okay?
I'll be fine. Ceruleans are tough to cull, even for a wannabe subjugulator. Or subjugulator, I don't know.
She tilts her head, looking down at the way her blood swirls with the larger quantities of purple blood pooling on the asphalt.
Huh. That's actually not bad as an artistique medium. The colors and the textures work well together. Maybe that blue blood kid from Chitter is onto something.
What's her name? The little girl.
Oh, I don't remember.
Amicia.
Mm.
Ah.
Anyway, Thanks for having my back with that paintbrush. That took some quick thinking. Or it looks like quiche thinking. Anyway.
Some quiche thinking.
That took some quiche thinking.
Always thinking about quiche.
Yeah. Those K's are just a little weird.
Mm-hmm.
We make an okay team. I've never killed anyone before, but that kind of ruled, didn't it?
You're not sure that you would choose those exact words, but you're pretty relieved right now. You might not have the bloodthirsty glit in your eyes that Ramel does, but maybe you can interpret your adrenaline shake as euphoric overload or something.
Hell yeah. Me too. I can see why people get into this killing business. If I wasn't such a great artiste, I'd consider switching careers.
It's not a career. You don't get paid for it.
Polypa
just murder.
does.
That depends.
Polypa gets paid for it.
You know what? Actually, I could see a purple blood.
Commissioning someone.
Yeah.
Cave in
But-
this motherfucker's skull.
Yeah. But sometimes when you're good at too many things, you have to pick one and stick to it. So, no professional assassinations for me. I'm still determined to rob the shit out of my competitors, though. And you, now that we've killed someone together, it just makes sense for us to stay partners in crime, right?
Your heart leaps at the implication that she wants to stick together. You truly do not mind breaking every law in the books if it means she'll be your friend.
Nice. We probably don't need to go around breaking every law. I just want to steal some art. But maybe we can reschedule the heist for another day. This neighborhood will be crawling with drones as soon as they realize a high blood was killed.
You feel bad that this troll attempting to slaughter you ruined Ramel's gallery opening.
Oh, are you kidding? My customer base loves this kind of shit. My art will get even more of a violent reputation when the word gets out that someone died at my first gallery show. That's metal as fuck.
You limp out of the alley, supporting Ramel with your arm around her waist, and she directs you to the back entrance of her gallery, where the two of you can clean off the blood and hide until the drones and crowds are gone.
If you don't mind, you can lie low at my place for a few days while we plan this heist. And I might as well get some work done while we wait and scheme. That fight was pretty inspiring. You're already my accomplice, so how would you feel about also being my muse?
More blood.
Blood.
Blood. This is so interesting because, like, I've talked about how, you know, there are characters who get, who get misinterpreted by fandom in more positive lights. Like, I talked last time about how people buy into Elward's cool bullshit that she portrays more than, like, the character that's actually in the route. But, like, Ramel gets painted as being, like, your classic, like, art thief in the digital sense. Like, copying people's work and stuff. Whenever what she does is fanfic she's trying to scrape the serial numbers off of, and she's the one who gets copied in this game. Like, that's the proof that comes out, is she's the one who's getting copied.
Yeah, also the fact that the person accusing her is Tagora. So, like...
Well, I mean, she doesn't know that for sure, because she said it was Tagora, and then she's like, actually, this might not be Tagora, because it's too obvious.
That's true.
So, but yeah, it could be. I mean, it's fun to think Tagora is just behind every petty,
Lawsuit.
lawsuit. I'm like...
Motherfucker's like the Cheshire Cat of frivolous lawsuits.
Yeah.
He's just always there.
Always there. I mean, people do portray her as being, like, an actual, like, copying people's work type shit. Interesting. Okay, well, I need to take a little break, so I am going to put a streaming soon. Well, I'll just do the BRB scene. There we go. Oh, that still has the Dragon Age stuff. Because I copied this from my Dragon Age scene. Where is the existing? Yeah. Transform. Fit to screen. Cool. But yeah, I'm gonna say 5 minutes. 5 minutes sound good for everyone? Okay. 5. We'll start. Oh my god, and this doesn't have the countdown timer. Add text. Oh. You know what? I don't care that much. I'll be back in 5 minutes, and I'll have to make that timer later because I don't have it right now.
You can continue. I'm not super attached to this.
Aw,
Okay.
classic
mean-
cinema.
We can. I mean, I started again, but we can stay on BRB if you want to finish.
No.
No.
Okay.
Simply reminded how much humor has changed in 23 years.
Okay, hold. I forgot to pull my nose before I started, so I'm gonna mute for a hot second so you don't tap. Do I what? So you don't have to hear that.
Appreciate it.
All these temperature changes are not fun for sinuses, you know.
Mm.
Okay, let's start Connell.
Connell.
Not the Mitch kind, though.
Mitch Mick.
Yeah.
Huh?
Friends to friend.
Friend to friend.
Let me take a big sippy. Jan, I've got to say, you have one of the loudest chairs I've ever heard.
I know. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. It's just like, damn. Yeah.
Jesus.
Okay.
The weird thing is, that's happened with both of my chairs.
Mm.
Yeah?
My last one was like super fucking squeaky, and this one groans in pain anytime I
does.
move.
It does. It's not happy as is in its life as a chair. It must have
No.
been a human person in another life.
It's having a bad time.
It's having a bad time. Okay. Right now, your travels have brought you to what appears to be a normal road in an innocuous part of town. Not particularly upscale, but not exactly a rat trap either. Just pretty average. A row of those spiky purple bushes line the side of the road, and behind one of them stands a large, fierce troll who is glancing furtively up and down the street. Okay, that's less average. I don't think I remember anything about her route, actually. Let's
Yeah,
go.
Hey, are you her?
Huh?
I mean, are you her? Are you who I'm waiting here for?
Well, your first instinct is definitely to tell her that, yes, of course you are who she's been waiting for, provided she's been
Obviously.
waiting for a new friend. But honestly, you aren't sure if your shtick is going to work out for this girl.
Of course not. What was I thinking? Ah! Ah! This is so infuriating. She's so late. I'm so bored. Do you think she's coming soon?
You don't know who she means, but you suggest that she might be more comfortable waiting somewhere that isn't a spiky purple shrub.
Don't be stupid. My clients value discretion. I have to lay low.
The shrub hardly manages to cover her, and standing behind it and shouting is definitely not making her less conspicuous. Neither is asking random passerby whether they are her client. Not that you can talk. Accosting people left and right and asking them to be your friend is kind of your whole deal.
Ah. If you aren't Country Lady 453, then who is?
Country Lady 453? That almost sounds like... Oh yeah, Tommy isn't here. Sorry I'm late. I couldn't... What in tarnation? You'd know that genteel charm anywhere. Well, my stars. I definitely wasn't expecting to see you around here. What a masterful coincidence. You are incredibly glad to see Skyla. And Lady, too. All unkidnapped and everything. You give Skyla a hug, which she enthusiastically returns. She only picks you up off your feet. Lady shoves her nose against your neck and gives you a few sloppy licks.
Who the heck are you? I have business as this bush. Maybe find your own.
Sorry, but I'm the business your bush is looking for.
Hold on.
This was intentional.
Yeah, it was. Okay. Okay, middle school giggle fits. Gizmo, God, I love this route. Yeah. Connell's great. This route is great. How do I not remember this? Sorry, how is this not like one of those meme sayings that ends up in Homestuck? Like, I know the Friendsim side of the fandom is still smaller than the entire side, but like... But I'm the business your bush has been looking for?
I mean, how many opportunities can it be used in?
As many as you want, man.
Wait. What? You're a country lady?
The very same. The name's Skyla Corriga. Pleasure to meet you.
The fuck? Ah! I didn't think you'd be a bronze. Okay, alright, fucking chill.
Yeah. I've gotten that before, honestly.
Oh.
Also, by the by, this concerns them, too. She puts her hand on your shoulder.
It does?
It does? Sure enough. They were there when it happened. They even helped me fight off them vermins who tried to take my Lucis.
Vermin.
Vermin.
Right, yeah, you said something about that in your message. But I don't get it. What do you want me to do?
Right, well, the bandits didn't get Lady, but other kids haven't been so lucky. Lowbloods have been hit especially hard. I want you to find the bandits' base of operation, and I want you to take them out. Permanently and painfully. Connell's mouth moves silently, like she is trying to reason through the steps of Skyla's conversation. Then she catches up, and a slow grin spreads across her face.
Yeah. Yeah, I like painful. And permanent. But wait. You want me to get revenge for someone else's Lucis? Why?
Well, a few of us got together and decided to do something about it ourselves. Since there's no hope but the heiress or the drones doing anything to stop the bandits. And they all elected me as spokestroll, seeing as how I'm the oldest and the least easily shook.
Okay, sure. I guess the why isn't important. How much you got? How much are you willing to throw down? I doubt any lowbloods could afford my fees. Let alone a bunch of country rusties. I don't think you're allowed to say that.
This is also one of the few times where Rusty is used for both bronze and burgundy. Usually rust is just burgundy, but it makes sense.
Usually rust is red.
Yeah. Lady starts to growl and Skyla puts a pacifying hand on her head. Everything's fine, lady. We expected this, didn't we? We were hoping you'd be willing to do it out of the goodness of your blood pusher. Connell laughs so hard that she spits. Skyla winces.
Ho ho ho.
Gizmo says Rusty's meant to encompass burgundy, bronze, and gold. Yeah, that, like, it makes sense. I mean, burgundy, color of rust, bronze and gold, metals, that...
I guess?
Alright,
rust. Yeah, fine.
But yeah, it's just very rarely, I very rarely actually see it used as such. You gonna do some more laughing?
You got a pan disorder. If you think I take any charity cases, I don't work for pretty smiles.
Keep your compliments to yourself, Missy.
That wasn't... I didn't mean to say that out loud. Why don't you just go find the bandits yourself?
You know full well I don't have the means. But you do. It'd be a walk in the recreation field for you. If you weren't so nasty and selfish. Oh my gosh, sorry, I got a nap. Or maybe you're scared.
You! I'll show you scared.
Oh hell. They look like they're ready to throw down. You gotta do something to defuse the situation. Let's say... Tell them you know people. Ask Connell if she works on spec?
I was gonna ask what spec is, but it sounds like you don't know what spec is either.
No.
I assume it's credit?
Yeah, it's on credit or putting it on the tab or whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Spec, like speculative money,
Oh.
I guess.
Oh.
Speculative
Maybe.
fiction.
Guess-
No money.
I don't think it's that.
Okay, yeah.
Let's try the second one just to see.
Jan.
What? What? Sorry, I was getting into character.
Yeah.
I don't work on spec. I'm only licensed on Alternia. Just kidding, I don't have a license.
You explain to Connell that working on spec means doing some work for free in hopes that you are going to be paid later.
Okay, yeah.
You say it's unlikely that the bandits only go after Lusai. That would be totally ridiculous when there's so many other things in the world to steal. Like, money. They probably have just heaps of money in their hideout, if she breaks in, she could just have it all. Skyla doesn't want it, she just wants to save all the Lusai. You are so dang convincing that you almost convince yourself.
I'm not so sure. Sounds like you might be trying to fuck me over.
I clicked way too soon. You let out a scandalized gasp to convey just how untoward accusation that is. You are shocked. Shocked!
Fine. Anything to get away from this stupid bush.
Fucking been flying. She kicks the prickly purple shrub so hard it uproots and sails across the street to land on the
Jesus.
hood of someone's car.
Oh, okay, so that was diegetic. That was...
Yeah.
Pew! But you're coming with me. I'm gonna hold you to that. And if there's no money, then I'll hold you tighter. And squeeze. That's a bit personal. Until your weirdly colored eyes pop out.
Gross.
Hmm.
Yikes. You believe it too. She could definitely do that. But here's your chance. You've got tons of success stories proving that forced exposure is really the best way to get people to like you. Isn't that what school was for and why people have so much hard time finding friendships outside of school because there's none of that forced exposure?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds just peachy. When do we leave? Connell kicks out another bush. She seems to have an anger management problem. Well, you guess she is managing it. She's taking it out on the shrubbery instead of you or Skyla.
We aren't doing anything. You aren't coming. Yet.
Jesus. Lady starts growling again, and Skyla looks like she wants to join in. Excuse me? Connell gets up in her face, moving way faster than someone her size seems like she should be able to do. Looks like she should be able to.
You aren't coming. You'll just get in my way. You're distracting.
You are a cute girl. I can't handle cute girls around me.
You are
This
too
shit's
pretty.
ugly. Skyla's mouth twitches just the tiniest bit.
That is not what I meant. Hey! You keep tricking me. I just meant that you'll probably stop to save some bark beast wrigglers. And get us all cold. Totally what I meant. Obviously.
Skyla crosses her arms and tosses her hair. Fine. I'm counting on you too. You figure that the information gathering stage of the operation is next. You've seen heist movies. You know how shit works. But Connell just shouts at someone on her palm husk for a while, then punches some coordinates into a car that you're pretty sure isn't hers. It takes you to the outskirts of the city, past long stretches of cracked concrete and urban sprawl. Not exactly the place you'd expect to find bandits who steal farm animals. You point this out to Connell. She tells you to shut up, so you do.
Good interaction.
You leave the car and walk the last few blocks. The bandits' operation is honestly not super impressive. It's a long industrial structure that looks more like a manufacturing plant than a den of thieves. Beside it is something much more impressive. A sleek black spacecraft. Not like yours. This is the Mercedes-Benz of your banged-up Chevy, Malibu. Even before you crash-landed it, that thing was a hunk of junk.
Oh, holy shit. Is that an adult? Oh, fuck.
What? The ship?
No, dingus.
You follow her frenzied gaze and, oh, right. The troll beside the ship is taller than anyone else you've seen here, but her skin is darker gray, her claws incredibly long. If everyone you've met so far has been a kid, wow. They all deal with stuff that adults do on your, that even adults on your planet don't. Routine death, dismemberment, and, 4 different relationship dynamics. If there really are no mature trolls here, then where are they?
Wait, hold up. You're saying where you're from you live with adults?
Yeah?
You all live on the same planet?
Sure do.
Huh. Well, maybe you're tougher than you look. Adults are terrifying. Come on, let's get closer.
You and Connell sidle up close enough to the trolls to overhear them haggling over stolen goods. So far, the conversation is too general to tell if they mean the Luci.
Damn, they must have globes of steel. Talking back to an adult? I mean, I am great at rushing in without giving it any thought. But I'm not a total moron.
The two trolls appear to come to an agreement. They shake hands and heading back into the warehouse together.
I think maybe it's a typo on their part.
Okay, it's like I've been having trouble reading today, but I think that doesn't make sense.
They shake hands. Not each other's, their own.
They're just
So-
flailing as they walk back.
They're just, like trying to dry their hands after washing.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What should we do?
Huh? You? Connell is the expert here.
Yeah, no shit. For punching. I am also good at slashing. But Azdaja always does the thinking. And the planning. He's the one with the eye beams and the big think pan. Don't tell him I said that. Please?
You assure her you couldn't tell Azdaja anything at all because you don't know who he is.
Oh! Right. Azdaja is a fucking Bulge Lord loser. Who sucks so bad. Also, he's my mate spirit and we've been together for sweeps. He's supposed to be here. but he's off busy doing some dumb bullshit. So I need you to be the pans of the operation, okay? Please do this for me.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Search the spaceship. Follow the pirates into the warehouse.
I'm sure nothing can go wrong if infamous crash lander MSPA reader enters a spaceship.
You've
Yeah, that
convinced
seems
me.
fine.
Let's search this spaceship.
Here's your chance to prove you are totally capable of making non-disastrous choices. Your reason... Your reasoning would probably be best to check the space cruiser while it's empty, since who knows how many people will be waiting for you in the warehouse.
Yeah. That works for me.
You suspect that Connell would have agreed to anything you suggested, just as long as she didn't have to make the decision herself. What a mood. As the kids say these days, big worm. Jesus, that dates this so much. There are so
As
many
the kids these days say, in 2024, big worm.
Big worm. All the kids are saying
Big aura powers.
it.
Sigma skibbity.
There are so many tough decisions in your life recently. You're worried that the spaceship will be locked and your great plan is going to be over before it begins, but the door glides open easily and silently. Connell leads the way and you let her. You don't know what wild security measures a troll ship has, but you do know you don't want to find out. The inside is normal enough. A pilot's and co-pilot's seat, a central panel covered in more of the squiggly Alternian language, and a bank of sleeping screens. Other than that, it is remarkably bare of any homey touches. Not like your spaceship, which, in your humble opinion, was very nicely decorated. You've got some pretty dope posters on your wall. More to the point, there's absolutely nothing of value here. Connell can tell also.
Ah. There's no point to being here. This is just a cruiser. All the good stuff is definitely going to be inside the warehouse.
Okay, fair. You have no idea what you're doing, and you are sick of pretending that you do. You wish you could just take a breather, honestly. The strange compulsive desire for more friendship is still there, but you are pretty exhausted.
Let's just... Fuck!
Let's just fuck, I guess.
Oh. Okay, yeah, alright.
Oh, wow, that's kind of forward, Connell. You aren't even at the friendship stage yet.
Oh, calm down, you gigantic tool. I mean... Oh, fuck. Connell. That's an adult troll, and we are definitely going to die. That's why I said the fuck word.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Fuck. That is a big troll. Connell is pretty big. She's the biggest troll you've met so far. If someone fed you truth serum and put a gun to your head, you think you might even describe her as thick.
All right, what's going on with this chapter? Who wrote this one?
Yeah, we can look that up. This troll is fucking terrifying, and she looks pissed. Or maybe that's just how her face always looks. There are teeth. Lots of teeth. Gizmokin's reader so much in this route. Yeah. Who told you could be in here? Oh, were you gonna do it?
I don't know. I was like, we have more various characters.
Yeah, this has been a lot of random characters in these two routes.
I'll try. Who told you two you could be in here? I didn't order any ugly wrigglers.
Who are you calling ugly?
Connell immediately slaps a cold gauntlet over her mouth, apparently remembering who she is shouting at. The adult troll growls, and you don't mean she sounds angry. It's not a husky, sexy metaphor. She really fucking growls. A deep, guttural animal noise. Staring into a pair of merciless cobalt eyes, you experience a pulse of crystalline fear. Blank and cold. You are pretty much constantly braced for death, but that doesn't mean you're looking forward to it. Instead of springing forward and rending you to pieces, the adult just stares at you. Damn, Adult monster troll. Take a picture. It'll last longer. Oh, I read that wrong, but I got it.
Yeah. Damn. Adult monster troll.
Shut up. The last thing you remember is those blazing eyes. Then even that fades as you slip away.
Oh no.
Oh. Oh.
When you thrash back into consciousness, Connell is right on top of you, pinning you to the warm, thrumming metal of the spaceship wall. She doesn't look angry or scared or anything. Her snarling, expressive face is utterly blank. You say her name a couple of times, but she doesn't twitch. She just squeezes down harder, grinding the bones of your wrists together. Someone is swearing. Oh, fuck. You strain to see around Connell's head. The adult troll is seated at the pilot seat, and the console is lit up. You realize what the thrumming in the walls means. The ship is moving. You see the sickly green-gray of the Alternian night sky, and your stomach does a disorienting leap of mingled elation and dread. You can't believe you are actually going to space and finally heading somewhere besides this fucking hellhole of a planet. Of course, that's how you felt when you were first leaving Earth, and you have no idea where this troll is bringing you, and your new prospective friend is just sitting here like she's hypnotized. She only reacts when you struggle, and then only to slam your back against the wall. You just randomly fell asleep, didn't you? How the heck did that happen? The adult starts talking again, but she isn't talking to you.
You know, just sleepy.
No, I'm on my way. No more delays, I promise. The Lucai shipment is on schedule. No, don't worry, everything is.
Sirens scream and screens flash. The ship bucks wildly like a sailboat hit by a wave. The adult troll's fingers fly over the consoles.
No, what the hell? I don't know, it's like I've lost all control of the damn thing. Fuck.
Connell's grip on you loosens. She pulls away and shakes her head back and forth, shaggy hair flopping into her eyes.
What? What the hell? Where are we?
She sounds small and lost. The adult troll
it.
doesn't. The adult troll doesn't turn around. She's too busy yelling a mayday into her comm and trying to wrest back control of her ship. The whole thing shudders again, and yours and Connell's heads bunk together.
Ow!
The ship bucks again. It feels less like engine failure and more like a gigantic baby is shaking it like a rattle. And you're scared, sure, but you're also awash in a sudden, unexpected flare of understanding and competency, because this isn't the first time this has happened to you. This is exactly how you crash-landed on Alternia in the first place. You were just passing by, minding your own damn space business, when your ship decided it wanted nothing better than to just snap its reins, toss its wild head, and head straight for the unfamiliar planet below you. You push yourself to your feet, trying to tame your nausea as the ship rolls. You grab Connell's hand and pull her across the compartment to a glowing green sigil on the wall. You don't know much, but you do know absconding when everything starts... You do know absconding when everything starts falling to shit.
Hey, what are you... Hey, let go of me!
Absolutely not. If you do that, you will not be able to be friends with her, because she'll be dead. With the strength born of desperation, you pull her into the escape pod with you.
I mean, I'm glad you've got your priorities in order, reader.
Yeah.
Ah! We won't fit!
You will. You do. But it's uncomfortable as hell. Craning your neck at a very uncomfortable angle, you manage to reach around Connell and press the big red button on the wall. An alarm sounds, and you hear the adult say, "What the..." Oh, I guess I stole your line, Moosie.
What the?
Before the door slams shut and the escape pod rockets out into space. You shudder back down toward Alternia, Connell's weight crushing your delicate ribcage. Poor ribcage. You're surprised it hasn't sued you for damages yet. Wow. That sure was a shit show. Hardships bring people together, don't they? That's def a thing. Who wrote this route?
Yeah, right? What the fuck is this?
Unfortunately, you judge from Connell's swearing and muttered death threats that this is not one of those times.
Oh.
No.
Game over. Okay, well, we have to do the first bad end.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the wrong one. This one. Tell them you know people. You mentioned that you are important, a real mover and shaker in the Alternatian economy. You have a bunch of amazing local friends. Some of them are rich, or have giant internet followings, or are just very, very enthusiastic about meat. The point is, you know people. Wow, that's really generous of you. Offering to leverage your relationships for my sake? I knew I didn't make a mistake trusting you.
Well, that's a different story. I guess. Why don't you call up all your fancy friends?
Oh, fuck.
Oh.
You don't have a phone! That's so funny. I forgot readers didn't have one by now.
That's how that is.
Just bad end. No phone.
You can't, like, borrow someone else's. You can't.
Yeah, no?
You're just fucked.
You're just fucked. You don't have a phone.
Even if
You
you
have a
had like a
phone.
smartphone, you can't read the language to like look up their
True.
Yeah.
Facebook, alien Facebook.
Chitter.
Yeah.
Follow the pirate into the warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
You decide to follow them
I'm
into
doing this of my own volition.
Yeah. You decide to follow them into the warehouse. That way, at least, you won't be trapped in a confined space if anyone comes back out to check on the ship. Wow, that would be wild if that happened, huh? You get ready to do some James Bond-ass shit, ducking behind corners and saying, "Cover me." Maybe executing some sick rolls down the hallway. You can't
Some
really
solid
do any
snake shit.
gymnastics. Huh?
Some solid snake shit.
Yeah. You can't really do any gymnastics even when you aren't healing from broken ribs, but Fantasy James Bond, you sure can. Connell doesn't bother with any of that. She just stomps down the hallway toward the first door. Damn, she really hadn't been joking when she said she was more, into the straightforward approach. You pick up speed to try to get to the door before she does, just to prevent her from charging in there and getting you both caught immediately. Good thing, too. Through the window in the door, you see what looks like some kind of break room. A couple of trolls are messing around on their palm husks, and a few more are sitting at a table and playing some kind of game that involves cards, dice, and little colorful shells.
Oh, come on. There's not even that many. We can take them. Dad. I forgot you weren't my partner. You're just dead weight.
No real argument there. Polypa told you that most pros work on their own for a reason. It's much harder on your own. That most pros work together. Oh my god, I read that completely wrong. You wonder if Connell would have been so hot to take the job if it hadn't been for Skyla's, vibes. Yeah, that's the word. Vibes. They were vibing. You have to do this. You have to rally. Connell is already losing faith in you. Or maybe she had no faith in you in the first place. Whatever. You choose a different door at random and go down it, assuring Connell that you definitely know what the fuck you were doing.
What? Ah, where are you going?
You've been down this road before with Demon and your meat quest through the sewers. This is possibly slightly higher stakes, but the same basic principle applies. Fake it till you make it. Connell gets annoyed much faster than your other friend if her sub-vocalizations are anything to go by. Damn, you really gotta step up your game. You think back on all the heist and infiltration movies you've seen. Maybe you can find a locker room or a troll laundry room and find one of those SWAT hazmat suits. Yeah, that would be the best plan. Just put on disguise and wander around like a sneaky fuck and oh goddammit. You are so busy focusing on your brilliant plan that you open a door without thinking and find yourself looking at the trolls playing the card game. Somehow, in your random quest through the warehouse, you manage to double back on yourself and come out the other side of the break room. Classic. This is classic you. You're almost charmed by yourself. Almost. There's a frozen moment where all the bandits just stare at you and Connell, perhaps taking in the truly staggering idiot level you've achieved.
Thank fuck. We should have just done this from the beginning. Uh,
You've gotten into quite a few fights since arriving on this planet. Well, mostly you stood around while other people fought. The point
Jesus.
is, Connell is brutal. She takes out almost the same number of bandits that you, Skyla, and Lady did in a quarter of the time. Multicolored blood flies. And God, you know these are bad guys. They've been stealing Lesai and selling them, which sucks. But right now, they're kind of just a bunch of kids getting massacred. You don't feel great about it? In fact, you think you might need to sit down for a little bit. Your back hits the wall and you slide down the dirty floor. You are clammy all over.
Pathetic.
Connell pulls her gauntlet out of the final troll's neck with a spray of yellow blood and squelch that makes your stomach roll. She notices you on the ground.
What are you... Ah! Are you serious? Come on!
You try to tell her that she volunteered you for this mission herself, but you can't slow your breathing enough to get the words out. You aren't sure why now is the time you finally freak out. Maybe it's the close quarters, or maybe you've been on Alternia long enough for this multicolored mess to finally start registering as blood. Maybe you've reached your horror saturation point. Whatever. If you've learned anything from this experience, it's that the why of the things doesn't actually matter. Connell looms over you, raising a gauntlet. She's gonna kill you. At least if you're dead, you can't puke on yourself. But instead of brutally stabbing you, you feel a steady pressure on the back of your neck. Connell pushes your head down until it's between your knees.
Take slower breaths, idiot.
You follow her instructions, too lightheaded to dwell on the absurdity of being coached through a panic attack by a girl who just murdered like 10 dudes. She's surprisingly good at this.
Dajna freaked out his first fight too. Wasn't even bloody. The little wriggler passed out. I guess some bloodcasts really are better built for violence.
She sits down beside you and pats you on the back. You kind of wish she'd taken the bloody gauntlet off first, but you appreciate the gesture. You're having a hard time reconciling this Connell with the one who had snarled at Skylar for being too nice.
I'm multifaceted. Also, fuck her. Which reminds me.
She pulls her phone out of her pocket, smearing a little olive blood across the screen.
Korriga? I got
sure.
your bandits.
She talks a lot louder on the phone than she does in real life.
Yeah, no shit. Of course I work fast. Especially when I don't have anyone to slow me down with a bunch of tactics and plans. Ah! Save it for your kismesis.
She hangs up and glares at the phone. You tell her she really seems to hate Skyla. Connell's face goes a fierce shade of green.
Don't be stupid. I barely know her.
You don't press the issue. You also don't point out the kind of obvious point that these probably aren't the only trolls in the facility. The one who had been haggling with the adult isn't here, for instance. But if Connell forgetting about them means less murder, you're all about it. There's no way the bandits are continuing their work after this. Connell also seems to have forgotten about the fact that she came in here looking to be paid, and nope, she's looting the bodies. Great. It's a lot messier and takes way longer in real life than it does in video games. In the end, she ends up with 5 palm husks, a laptop, some jewelry, and some little squares of plastic you think might be sci-fi credit cards.
Whatever. There's barely anything here. But that fight made it pretty worth it.
Well, you're glad it was good for somebody, at least. You're just trying not to think about it and maybe get outside as fast as possible. Whatever Connell wants to do with your outstanding debt at that point, well, you can square up out there.
Yeah, don't worry about that. I'm not actually going to squeeze you. It would just be too easy.
like squishing a march bug.
Fuck yes. Saved by being pitiful. I'm just a
Hell yeah.
little guy. You wouldn't squish a little guy. It's my birthday.
I doubt you have any money anyway. I mean, you are wearing an ablution robe.
True. Connell helps you to your feet. You kind of want to ask if you're friends now, even though the only bonding activity you've done together is combined murdering and comforting, with her doing both of those things and you standing there like a dumbass. But really, you've made friends with worse people for worse reasons.
Oh. Here. Why don't you take one of these?
She
Yeah,
hands you one of the
thank
palm
God.
husks. Thankfully, it only has a little bit of blood on it. Actually, it might be mustard, like the actual condiment. But she's giving you a phone? Why?
You don't have one, right?
Yeah, it led to my bad end just a few seconds ago.
Yeah.
So, I'm just a little guy on their birthday. Come on, just a little guy.
I mean, you don't even have any pants. This way we can keep in touch. And you can tell me if you have any more jobs with an excellent violence level. Like this one. Here, let's exchange info. Palm husks are really useful. You can use them to call people and everything.
You aren't sure if she's making a joke. Possibly she just thinks you're an idiot. That's okay. You can deal with that. Because
Two
not
things
only
can be true at once.
yeah, because not only did you make a friend today, you got a gift today. Holy shit, you killed it.
Just like Connell.
Yeah.
Right. My number.
Fucking the traumatized lines under Rita's
Yeah.
eyes.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, who did this? Who's responsible for this?
Aisha?
Aisha, why have you
I-
done this?
I guess Skyla was in here. It just didn't feel like Aisha. But I guess that makes sense why Skyla had so many lines. And
Fair.
it was so much about how hot Skyla was, because that's also what a lot of Skyla's rap was. Yeah, Hussey did the
Incredible.
first two. Responding to Gizmo again, sorry. Yeah, Hussey started us off strong, and yeah, just went from there.
That would make sense why they feel so fucking different.
Yeah. Yeah, we've only gotten to routes from these people so far. And only one from Lalo Hunt.
All these random names.
Yeah,
So
there's a lot
many.
of random names here.
Got
Yeah. And then next time is Tizia's time, right?
Yeah.
Tizias.
Tizius and Chixie.
Tizias and Chixie. Yeah, because my Aisha is real for just talking about friggin' Skyla being hot. It's so true. It's so true and accurate. I'm still figuring out, because I had said before that we're going to stop at Tizias, like after Tizias is done, because I wanted to get to Tizias before we paused. I'm now trying to figure out things, because my plans for these episodes have changed, because I'm bad at streaming and audio. So, we'll figure it out. But we're definitely doing Tizias's 2 weeks from now. We're not doing it next week. Next week is both Halloween and Dragon Age Day, and I don't give a shit about anything else. The world can burn around me while I play Dragon Age. But Tizias, you'll understand why I love Tizias, why everyone loves Tizias. If you love no other character from this route, you will love Tizias. I cannot, and this isn't me like hyping them up too much. It's just facts.
It's just true.
It's just true. But Chixie's also great. Like, I'm sorry I'm not talking as much about Chixie, but like, it's Tizias.
Interesting.
Yes. What'd you think about these two routes?
That was pretty fun.
It's pretty good. No, I mean, like, there was murder, but it wasn't like, you didn't feel like you were befriending evil people. Like, actually bad people. You were befriending a mercenary and an artist who killed someone who had tried attacking you from a route that shouldn't have affected this timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's a little murder between friends?
Yeah. Like, art thief and self-defense murderer versus a mercenary. Like, it's, compared to some of the other friends we've made, these are pretty chill. They're pretty chill guys. But, okay, cool. Well, that will be it for this week, and we will see you 2 weeks from now if nothing else comes up. That is November 7th. I should have known, because Halloween, and then +7. Okay, cool. Well, I'll see you all then. Thanks for hanging around and watching, whether on here or on YouTube or wherever. I guess on here would be on
Yay.
YouTube if I upload this on YouTube. So on here. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.